Hello and welcome to the channel. In this video we are actually going to look over our OOP programming, okay, and that's better known as object-oriented programming. It's basically just a concept when it comes to programming and a way to make things easier for us to use and reuse code over and over again. Now, you've already, whether or not you know it, you've already been using objects throughout all of this programming tutorial. You've already been actually implementing them and using them, and just a simple quick example of that would be the simple system.out.println. okay, now this in essence isn't a technical object. It is, the system is an object, and you're using methods inside of the system object to actually achieve something. Now there's a bunch of code that goes along with this actual method, okay, and for you to be able to just print out any kind of string or any kind of double, there's a lot of things that actually go and are involved in doing this. Okay, so we could say, like, if we went system.out, these are all the methods that now belong inside of the system, .out, the system class, if you will. Okay, and a real quick example of this, I don't really know, say if we import another Java file like we have been before, java.util.scanner. all right, you bring this into the file, and then this is a file. Now you're bringing in a new class or a new file. You're allowing it to bring into our program, and then we've simply set up a scanner, said it was input equal to new scanner, and we said system.in. well, this scanner is an object, okay, and it's an object that's available through this util. And if I click it and I go to the file, now I can actually look through this file and see what it takes, and actually what they've done to build this up. And if you come all the way down after all this stuff, you can kind of go through what an object is. And this looks a little bit scary and weird when it comes down to it, but it's actually not that difficult. Okay, I'm just showing you that we have been already using objects, and they're a very big part of programming. Okay, so when it comes down to like using a scanner and stuff, we're going to actually look at building our own objects that we can then implement and use over and over and over again. And you see how easy it was to continuously just use this variable to use it over and over and over again, and not have to really worry about what was going on under the under the covers of what the scanner file has to offer. So now we can do the same thing, and we can take advantage of this object-oriented programming style instead of doing it in this procedural way, right? So that's, if you're all worried about object-oriented programming, don't worry, you've been using it the whole time, whether or not you know it or not. So it's fairly simplistic, and when we think object-oriented, we think objects around us in the real world. Think of any kind of object. Your cell phone is an object, your car, a person could be, a student could technically be, a loan from the bank could be thought of as an object. Then pretty much everything in the world could be basically broken down into an object. The planets, everything. So what it means to be an object, okay? Objects will have definable properties or attributes, okay? And by that we mean things that make it up. So if we look at a human, for example, okay, we say a person. What are the definable properties that kind of make you human or make you a person as we interact together? Now we could go as far to say we all have a head, we have legs, a body, a heart, and that's pretty in depth and technically not wrong. But let's stay up on some of the lower, let's say not such the in-depth properties. Let's say more of the everyday properties. So in the first, you'd say a first name. Okay, that kind of would say that we were a person, right? Everybody has a first name. Then we have string to say that there's a last name, okay? And again, you could go as deep into it as you really wish to go, but for our purpose, we don't need to go into the whole heart and 2 lungs and 2 eyes and 10 toes, 10 fingers. There's people that may or may not have any of those, or some of those, or more or less, or there's a whole bunch of stuff that could change with that. So let's think of the very base stuff, the very lowest level stuff, like first name, last name, and age, right? Let's go with that. Let's go with height. Everybody's kind of got a height that's available, right? And we'll do that in centimeters. We can go with a weight that's everybody's got. We'll do that in pounds. Okay, just very generic stuff, and these actually need data types following them, so we'll go with doubles here, or preceding them. Okay, so we kind of made up what it means to be a person, okay? And that's very first step of basically making an object, is kind of looking it over and saying, what does it mean to be an object, okay? Even if you want to do it with your cell phone, okay, you can do the same thing with your cell phone. What is a cell phone technically? So we can take a string, we can say there's a model, you know, you got a model for your cell phone. It could be either a Samsung or it could be an iPhone, whatever it is that you got, right? And they could have even further breakdowns of, you know, one could be the actual manufacturer, you know, you can say the maker, a maker. They have these things, right? That's kind of what it makes up to be a cell phone. You know, Apple, an Apple, Samsung. Okay. Yeah, I don't even want to. We won't use names like that. We'll call this Pear and Samsung. Okay, I don't think it's different enough, but I'm not getting no funding from nobody, so we ain't promoting Samsung. There you go. Pear and Samsung, all right. So now we got a maker and model. Now you can have dimensions, right? There could be different quality to it. There could be a height in itself, so we can have a double. We can have the height of it, height of the model, you know, it could be like 1.25 inches. We can have a double for the length of the model, which is you know, 2.35. We can have a width, right? Oh. Which is 3.45, whatever. Yeah, I'm not going crazy here. Okay, so now this is also another form of an object. We're kind of just defining what it means for something to be an object, right? These are all the attributes. So cell phone attributes, if you would like. Attributes. So these would be the cell phone attributes, right? These would be person attributes. And it doesn't, you know, these don't have to be programmed in. You don't have to do that, but I'm just trying to show you kind of how to think about breaking down things into object form, right? You can take a car if you needed to. We can think of a car as different cars have attributes. So what do they have? They got, you know, a car maker. Oh. Right? There's a car manufacturer, a car maker. You put whatever name in there you want. You have string, a model type. I gotta put them with this because we got values already defined. So car model, it could have, you know, tire count on it, int tires, or, you know, very, very small. It's got 4 wheels. It's got doors. How many doors has it got? What's a 2-door? You know, engine size, we could say. Okay. Okay, and these are the attributes that would make this all up. You can go on and on and on and make more and more and more. You can make this more defined. It could be very, very precise, or it could be very generic. Okay, it depends on how you need to use it, when you're going to use it. You can even go as far as, if you know, we need to keep going if you're not really sure what we're doing. We got Pokemon here, right? You got string, you got the Poke name, you know what I mean? If you guys are all into that, or string, he's got a health, right? You know, or not a string. We don't need string, we need we can use int, doesn't matter. He's got string attack, right? You can name whatever attacks your favorite Pokemon's got. He's got a defense, he's got a special. Okay, whatever it is that makes it up, that's one single instance of it now. Okay, so that's one single thing that makes up the overall object of it. You can go on and on and on all day long, creating objects all day long about all sorts of things that are around you. You can do it with anything and everything. Okay, so that's the very basics of it, and that's a very basic way of thinking about it. Now, these are not objects yet. These are just ways of thinking about it and starting to form attributes that actually, you know, define or create what an object would be. Okay, in the next video we'll actually start to create them. We can make every one of these into an object if you really would like. Alright, maybe we'll do so. So that's it for this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, that's fine too, thumbs down. Anyway, it's all good. Leave comments, questions, or future ideas in the comment section below. Be sure to subscribe and we'll get you in the next video.